Uddiyana Bandha is a strong muscular contraction around the abdominal area. It pulls pranic energy from the lower abdomen up towards the head. During Uddiyana Bandha, the diaphragm is lifted into the thoracic cavity, and as a result, the organs of the abdomen are pulled back towards the spine and lifted up. In Pranayama, Uddiyana Bandha should only be performed after exhalation and before the inhalation. So it happens during the exhalation retention, kumbhaka. However, we do see variations of Uddiyana Bandha within the context of our regular asana practice. We see Uddiyana Bandha in such poses as Utkatasana, chair pose, and even Tadasana, mountain pose. Let's take a look at Iyengar's instructions for Uddiyana Bandha. Stand in Tadasana. Spread the legs about a foot apart. Stoop slightly forward with bent knees. Spread the fingers and grip the middle of the thighs with your hands. Bend the arms slightly at your elbows and lower your chin as far down as possible into Jalandhara Bandha. Inhale deeply and then exhale quickly so that the air is expelled from the lungs in a rush. Hold the breath without inhalation. Pull the whole abdominal region back towards the spine and lift it upwards. Never hollow the chest during Uddiyana Bandha practice. Raise the lumbar and dorsal spine forwards and upwards. Squeeze the abdominal organs towards the spine and press them against it. Maintain the abdominal grip. Lift the hands from the thighs and rest them a little higher on the pelvic rim for a still firmer contraction. Straighten the back without loosening the abdominal grip or raising the chin up. Hold the grip as long as you can, from 10 to 15 seconds. Do not try to hold it beyond your endurance, but gradually increase the time as it becomes comfortable. First, relax the abdominal muscles without moving the chin and the head, so you maintain Jalandhara Bandha while you release the abdominal grip. If the neck moves, if you release Jalandhara Bandha, you'll feel strain in the region of the heart and the temples. It's not a good feeling. Allow the abdomen to return to its normal position and then inhale slowly, and as you inhale, you can then release Jalandhara Bandha. Take a few breaths, then repeat the cycle, but not more than 6 to 8 times at a stretch. Increase the duration of the grip or the number of cycles as your capacity increases, or do so under the personal supervision of an experienced teacher or guru. When firmness is achieved in the practice of Uddiyana, gradually introduce it in various types of pranayama, but only while holding your breath after exhalation. Additional practice notes on Uddiyana Bandha. Practice on an empty stomach only. Do not squeeze the abdomen until the breath has been expelled from the body. If strain is felt on the temples or if the intake of breath is labored, this means that the Uddiyana Bandha has been done beyond capacity, and it also means that you may not be holding Jalandhara Bandha strongly enough. Never inhale until the grip of Uddiyana is released and then the abdominal organs are relaxed and brought to their original state. Do not constrict the lungs while the abdominal organs are compressed. Now let me reiterate a couple of points that Iyengar made in his instructions. The first point is to maintain Jalandhara Bandha for the entire duration of your Uddiyana Bandha grip. So after expelling the air out and pulling the navel back and lifting it up, if you release Jalandhara Bandha before you release the grip of Uddiyana Bandha, you're going to feel a lot of discomfort in your head, particularly around your eyeballs or your ears or your brain. It does not feel good, and I would not advise trying it. However, if you are feeling strain in these regions, this is also an indication to you that you may not be working your Jalandhara Bandha strongly enough. The other point is that he encourages you to not concave the chest, but to keep it broad and open. So from a side angle, concaving the chest, you would see the shoulders move forward. We don't want that. We want the chest to stay broad, open, lots of space in the lung area. Iyengar encourages you to learn this standing on your feet. I'm kind of limited by my space, and so I'm going to demonstrate it on my knees in here just so that I remain in the camera frame for today's demonstration, but otherwise all of the instructions are the same. I'll demonstrate, I'll talk you through it, and then I'll show it again without talking because I actually can't talk when I'm really performing Uddiyana Bandha, and then I'll guide you through it and we'll see where we wind up. So I would typically begin standing, but today I'll just be on my knees. And Iyengar encourages you to place your hands on your thighs and then to lean forward and flush all of the air out in a rush. Sometimes I like to take the arms overhead, and I think that assists me in flushing the air out as I project the torso forward. So you can do that or just remain with your hands on your thighs. I'll take a deep breath in, and then I'll flush the air out in an exhalation. At this point, you maintain exhalation, so you don't breathe any more breath in after you exhale it out. So with exhalation retention, place your hands on your thighs, make sure the chest is broad and open, and bring Jalandhara Bandha firmly into the throat. With Jalandhara Bandha firmly gripped, you pull the navel backwards and lift it upwards. And then you bring the hands higher up the hips and raise the torso even more, which accentuates that abdominal grip. And then you maintain your Uddiyana Bandha for as long as you can. When you can no longer hold it, you relax the abdominal grip, and then you can release Jalandhara Bandha and breathe in. Do not release Jalandhara Bandha and breathe in before you release that abdominal grip. Now let me show you. You have to release the belly before you breathe in, or it will be very uncomfortable. Now, I will show you another demonstration before I talk you through it, but let's practice for a moment finding and discovering that abdominal grip and the capacity to pull the navel back towards the spine. If you bring your fingertips to your rib cage and then slightly under the rib cage, see if you can inhale as if you can suck the belly in more. Usually the belly might come out and expand with an inhale breath, but in this instance, I want you to bring the shoulders back and lift your chest so that perhaps you feel the belly move inwards. Almost as if you're trying to hollow out the belly area. Yeah, do you start to get the hang of that? Without exhaling completely, I want you to close off your throat so that you have no more ability to breathe in or out. And then with the throat closed, there's a sense of suction if you try to breathe into the belly. And you might feel the belly hollow out even more. All right, let me demonstrate one more time, and then it's your turn. I'll stand on my knees. You can do this on your knees or on your feet. I'll turn at an angle that will allow you to see the abdominal grip. I'm going to inhale and then exhale, flush the air out, and then work on Jalandhara Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha. It's quite exhilarating. You'll probably feel a real uplift of energy after practicing Uddiyana Bandha. Okay, now it's your turn. Stand on your feet or on your knees, about shoulders width with your feet or with your knees. Take a deep breath in, raise your arms up overhead, and then exhale quickly and flush all of the air out in a rush. Place your hands on your thighs. Take Uddiyana Bandha in your throat. Open up your chest and really suck your navel back towards the spine and pull it upwards through your thoracic cavity. Raise your hands a little bit higher on your thighs and lift your torso higher to intensify the suction of the abdominal grip. Maintain Uddiyana Bandha for as long as you feel comfortable doing so. Release the abdominal contraction before you release the throat and breathe in. Uddiyana Bandha.